Okay guys, I just made my coffee. So today I want to talk to you about how I make my own fish food. As you know, fish food nowadays, they don't come cheap. They range anywhere from $7 to $15, $20. This is not me saying the fish food that you buy from fish stores are not a good deal. If you can make something at home and it doesn't really cost much and they keep on making them without much effort, then, in my opinion, that's a better option. And plus, just like how humans need wholesome food, unprocessed, healthy, so are other organic life forms, right? So that includes our fish, birds, and also our pets. So that's why I believe, giving my fish unprocessed food is the best way of feeding them. So that's why I typically make my own food. And today I want to show you how I make my chicken egg yolk. So I already boiled some eggs and then let it dry overnight. So that's why you can see there are a lot of cracks, and also the color is a little bit dark. That's because I actually boiled it on Friday and it didn't peel on Saturday, and I believe that's what happened. But yeah, so that's why it's a little bit dark. That shouldn't affect the quality of the egg yolk. So my idea for this video is just to show you guys how I make my own fish food from this egg yolk, and then I'll feed to my fish and to see how they respond to this food. So typically you boil an egg, right? And then you peel it, you separate the yolk from the white. What I would do is I would take a cheese grater and then I just grate the egg yolk against it. So it becomes this really fine powder. And the reason why that I do this is because, when I crumble it, I used to crumble it by hand, and I noticed it doesn't get fine enough. Once it dries, those bigger chunks, they become solid, like really, really hard, just like a rock. And I fed it to my white claw minnows one time. It was big enough to eat it into its mouth, but the mouth wasn't big enough to swallow it into her stomach. So it just got stuck in between her mouth. And unfortunately, I tried to save it, tried to get it out, and it didn't work out, and she passed shortly after that. So that was alarm for me. So that pushed me into thinking, how can I get it to be finer so that adult fish, my fry, they can all eat it. So that's when I come up with the cheese grater method. So without further ado, let me show you how. Here's my cheese grater. Here's my yolk, and typically this is how I do it. As you can see, oops. Yeah, you need to go really gentle, otherwise they will crumble into bigger chunks, but that's okay. We'll just take the bigger chunks later and grind them again. So yeah, that's what they look like right now, and I'm going to take out the bigger chunks. And also another key thing I want to know is this thing is still kind of moist, because when there's moisture, it will just get moldy. So one time I made 3 egg yolks altogether. I was thinking, oh, this will last me for a long time. And then I went on a trip a week back. I came back and everything turned white. Got, hairy mold on it. So what I would do is leave it in a container like this. Just keep the top open so that the moisture can continue to evaporate. And then they will dry, and then that can prevent the egg yolk from getting moldy. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys all the fish food that I have. So earlier I said I make my own fish food using egg yolks, but at the same time I also have some leftover fish food that I bought. And because I supplement all my fish with my homemade food like this, genuinely these guys that I purchased last me a long time. So I think this is about like almost 2 years old. It's just grind up fish pellets. I still got quite a decent amount left. And this is just some fish flakes I got when I moved to my current apartment. It's almost gone. But yeah, so these are all my fish foods. But my personal favorite is actually this one. Because it allows my fish to have some variety in their food that is really high quality. So yeah, without further ado, let me show you how my fish react to these things. So first tank, my Hillstream loach tank. Even though I call it Hillstream loach tank, I only have three Hillstream loaches in there. So yeah, so I typically pick it up and make sure your fingers are dry, okay? Because if your fingers are wet, it introduce more moisture in there and it will just mold. So I would still crumble it a little bit more and drop it into my fish tank. See how everybody is excited for this, even my Corys. Corys are bottom feeders. They don't typically come to the surface to eat food like this, but they are right now. So, yeah. And I love how Corys, when they try to eat food from the surface, they make that bubbling noise. Here's my Hillstream loach. Wow, the glare is so bad. There's one. I think that's the mom. And the dad is, I don't know. Oh, here's the dad. Sorry guys, the glare is really bad. My lights haven't turned on yet, so that's why it's pitch black. Maybe I step on the side. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, everybody's eating it. And now we come over here. My hodgepodge tank, or I should say container. Yeah, I recently moved my filter from the Hillstream tank to here because I feel like it needs some movement. In my Hillstream tank now, it still has that airstone, and here it used to have nothing, so the water was very still. So as you can see, everybody's loving it as well. Typically, I feed them when that thing is off and it's set on a timer. It comes on every hour for 10 minutes. And I feed them when water still just, makes it easier for them to eat. And now the food gets pushed around. I don't know, maybe this is better, it makes them swim more, exercise more while they eat. They need to maybe earn their food. Maybe that's how it naturally should be. I'm going to feed them more later once the water is not moving. This is just to show you guys how it turns out. And also, I can feed this to my shrimps as well. So in this tank now, I moved all my white claw minnow fry from the bucket to here. As you can see, I got a bunch of them. And also there are some butterfly in here as well. They've gotten way larger and one of them started to show some coloring. That's pretty good news. Let's see if I can find it. Don't think I see any of them right now. And I noticed betta, even though they need to breathe air, right? They love to stay on the bottom. And I wonder why that is. So if you know, let me know. Yeah, I don't think I can find the betta fish, but well, there you go, guys. Have some food. Whatever the minnow fry doesn't finish, it will sink to the bottom, and the snails and shrimps, that will take care of them. It's really good quality food for them as well. Oh, and also I forgot to mention I put my bristle noses in here as well. They're hiding. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Bertha's here, doing pretty well, and Bert is still here. So I think once I move, this tank will be the first tank that I remake. I want to, as you can see right now, I'm using a semi wall stat method. Right, I have some dirt and aqua soil on the bottom, and I capped with river sand. But I recently actually made a gravel filter tank for my girlfriend's dad for the first time, and I want to make it for myself as well, just to see how it progresses, and just try out different ways of keeping fish. So yeah, that will be my first video, remaking this tank into a gravel filter tank. And I'm going to do some aquascaping in this one as well. I think that'll be the second one. Still will be my shrimp tank, but I think I'm going to move the bulk of my shrimp production outdoors in some tubs, because being outside, having a warmer temperature, I noticed my shrimps, they produce a lot more, they grow a lot faster. In general, just better results. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find this video helpful. Maybe you should give it a try as well. Not only save you some money, but also it provides your fish with high nutrient, protein-rich food. Especially if you're breeding fish and you don't have the room or resources to hatch brine shrimp, I think it's really a good substitute that you can incorporate. So yeah, that's it for today. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.